There we go. Says I'm live. So, yeah, how lovely to see everyone. How many people are here, I wonder? I can see we've got Marley Beans, Megan, Vic, Margaret. So lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. And yeah, it is. It's 4 o'clock here in Portugal, 1st of May, Beltane today, the first day of spring. And yeah, what a lovely time it is. It's a very nice day here in Portugal today. We've had some strange weather over the last couple of months, but it's lovely today. And so, yeah, I'm going to be delivering a live meditation to help you guys relax and really get connected and feel centered and very zen. And I'll kind of chat for a little while, sort of 10 minutes, and just get the sort of vibe of the day. And that will kind of shape the meditation as well. So yeah, we've got Caroline with us as well. Welcome to you, Caroline. Nice to see you all. So if anyone's got anything they'd like to ask me before, anything you want to talk about, just post a message there. And then, as I say, wherever we go with it, I will shape the meditation around that. And yeah, and then I'll do a Q&A afterwards. So yeah, so all good here. So I can see Marley Beans is in Scotland, and I hear that the weather is good there as well. We're having very good weather in the UK apparently at the moment, which is nice. Always pleased to hear that because I've got family back there. And yeah, so yeah, the meditation I'm going to do is going to guide you into a very centered, still state. And it's such an empowering state when you allow yourself to let go and you drop down into that space. Your creativity opens up, your consciousness expands, you connect with your higher self. You can access knowledge and wisdom that you can't in your normal waking state. And I've always used the trance state for 30 years since I became a hypnotherapist all those years ago, and I've loved it. And yeah, so I can see we've got Marianne with us and Sharon and Barbara. Welcome to you all. It's really lovely. And Barbara's saying it's first time here. Sharon is saying, I love your deep sleep and I fall asleep. As soon as it's finished, I wake up and I can't get back to sleep. So you fall asleep when you listen, but when it's finished, you wake up and you can't get back to sleep. So can you put it on loop? I mean, it works. If you're listening via an app, you can put it on there's a loop feature in there. Sometimes that can help. And yeah. And like Megan's saying, I love the deep trance state. Yes, please, higher consciousness. I was just out for lunch today with a friend of mine, and he's only recently got into really deep meditation. And he said that he's built a meditation practice into his daily routine where he wakes up really early and he does an hour of meditation and chanting as well. He's got into the Hare Krishna chants. And he said he just feels completely different. It's changed his life. They were his actual words. And it's having that foundation in your life, that practice, that spiritual practice every day, meditation, spiritual practice that really sets you up for living your best life and living your life to the fullest. And so, yeah, it's something that, just like you work on your fitness routines and that kind of thing, also develop a spiritual practice and a meditation practice alongside it. And that's the kind of secret, because you're covering mind, body, spirit. If you work on your physical, you get strong, you get fit, you get healthy, and you've got a powerful meditation practice and you're working on your spirituality, you're covering all bases. And that's the secret for a happy life. It really is. It's that simple. And it's that old thing that I love talking about of self-discipline, where you're working on those things on a regular basis. You're prioritizing those things so that you're, not, it's so easy now, isn't it, to spend too much time scrolling or watching telly too much and doing all the things that kind of lower your vibration. Whereas these things, meditation, spiritual practice, fitness and health, these things raise your vibrational energy. And when you raise your vibrational energy, you get clearer and you become, much more effective with your manifestations. And it's powerful stuff. So Carolyn is saying, I hope I can listen to it all. I get that relaxed, I fall asleep. Yeah, I'm sure you will. If that's your intention, set that intention before we start. And Megan's saying, me too, not the chanting. Starting the day with meditation throughout the day and the end. It's the way. Absolutely. And Marley Beans is saying, I can't get rid of what I think is a phobia. Tried everything over the years, even had sessions with Lee a few years back now. Okay. I mean, there's always a solution. There's always something at the heart of it. So, keep looking for that, because you will find it eventually. It's just, challenging while you're still struggling with it. And never easy. And so I've tried that. Anything else? I have insomnia coming off a medication. Yeah, I mean, medications can often trigger that, can't they? I'm not sure. Not sure what to say. But hopefully this meditation will set you up and get you back on track. And Barbara is saying, I can't seem to lower my anxiety level anymore. Yeah, it's without knowing why, what's behind it, it's difficult to say. But the world as it is at the moment is a very full-on, intense experience, isn't it? The world is kind of speeding up, getting faster, and so by developing a meditation practice every day, you will deal with your anxiety better, because it's like it balances it out. It's that old thing of the stress bucket that fills up and up. Throughout your day, you have a lot of things that go on, stressful situations, and then one thing, and it triggers over, it overflows, and you kind of have a shout or a scream, or you feel anxious and panicky. But by meditating every day, you take some out of that stress bucket, you lower it, so it balances it out. It balances out your day. So try that. Try to really develop, work on that practice where you're, developing, good meditation practice every day, because it really does. It will help. And and if it's not something you do yourself, then listen to my recordings, or just get into that really good habit. I mean, in Ultimate Hypnosis, my app, we've got a number of challenges. So there's like 21-day challenges, 30-day challenges, and you can listen to a different meditation each day. And there are a couple in there for stress and anxiety. So they're geared up for that. So you could try that. Listen every single day to a different meditation, get you down into that state, and you'll feel different at the end of it. And yeah, Megan just said exactly the same thing. Try the insomnia challenge. That was great for me. Those were the best 21 days sleep I ever had. There you go. The proof is in the pudding there. So we've got an insomnia challenge in Ultimate Hypnosis that lasts for 21 days. You can listen to a different sleep track every day, and it would just compound that feeling, that the suggestions will compound themselves, and you'll be sleeping like a baby at the end of it. Laurie is saying, you've helped me tremendously. Thank you so much. I'm always delighted to hear that. Thank you for sharing. So guys, what I'm going to do now is get you guys into a really lovely meditative state. And then at the end, we'll do a Q&A, so you can ask me anything. But based on what you've said, I think we'll do something around relaxation, feeling safe and grounded, and helping you to sleep well at night. How does that sound? So without further ado, let's go. So I want you to begin just by breathing very slowly and very deeply. Just allow yourself to become comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair or lying on a bed or a couch, just feel yourself being supported by the bed or the chair, and allow yourself to become very comfortable. And just begin by breathing slowly and deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with every out breath, I want you to breathe away any cares or worries, any feeling of tightness or tension. Just let it go with every out breath, as there is nothing for you to do now. You can allow this time just to completely let go and drift down into that relaxed state that maybe you've been to many times before when you've meditated. And you can go there now, as you are familiar with that state, where you are still and very peaceful and centered. So just continue breathing slowly and deeply in a slow circular breathing motion. And continue to let go and relax more and more. Just feel every muscle in your body loosening and relaxing as you become more comfortable with every slow breath. And as you continue to relax, your mind becomes very still and quiet. And if any unwanted thoughts come along, you just let them go. So that your mind becomes very still and quiet, as there is no doing, just being. And whenever a thought comes along, just imagine you are observing that thought from a higher perspective. Just acknowledging it and letting it drift by and disappear. so that your mind becomes very calm and quiet, and the outside world fades more and more into the background as you allow yourself to go deeper inside, deeper and deeper into that powerful and resourceful part of you. That holds the key to everything you want to achieve. As every memory, every experience you've ever had is stored in this part of your mind. The part of your mind that has so much potential and creativity, and potential for change. And as you continue to let go and go deeper and deeper, and as you become ever more still and centered, you naturally activate this part of you. The part of you where you can access your higher consciousness, the genius part of you. And you love this feeling of letting go and becoming empowered and taking back control, as by letting go you take back control. So continue to drift down deeper and deeper, feeling very safe and secure as you do so. And you can imagine now that you're in a very safe space, surrounded by a white protective light. And in this safe space, you feel very positive and uplifted, as no negative energy can penetrate this protective shield. And when you're in this space, you feel that you can really let go and go even deeper inside. As you're at peace now, you're in your safe space. In in this safe space, you can focus on something that you want to achieve, or something you want to change. Maybe you want to feel more safe and secure and in control of your anxiety levels in your everyday life. Or you want to have long, nourishing sleep every night. Or maybe you want to become more abundant. So as you continue to let go and go deeper, focus on one thing that you want to bring into your life. And now that you're clear about that, I want you to become aware of anything that may be blocking that from happening. Don't think about it. Feel into it. Use your feelings to guide you. So if anything's come up that's stopping you from achieving your goal, just imagine you are releasing it now and letting it go. Feel the energy of it leaving you. And imagine now you have a clear slate. And whatever you want to change or invoke will happen easily now. So imagine yourself calm and composed, and with a new feeling of inner strength. Imagine yourself sleeping well every night. Long, nourishing sleep. Imagine yourself surrounded by abundance. Imagine these things as a reality in your life now. Something that's normal and natural to you. And feel good now as you bring these things into your life. And accept on every level that you deserve to be happy and abundant and in your power. And when you are faced with challenges in your everyday life, you will now feel stronger and more secure in yourself. So that you're able to cope with the ups and downs of life in a more calm and balanced way. As life is always full of challenges, and you will develop a strong warrior spirit to help you in your everyday life. As you deserve to live your best life, to live a life of happiness and abundance, full of love, and I just want you to connect with your heart energy now. So imagine the energy in your heart expanding out from the middle of your chest and imagine it engulfing everyone you know and love. And feel a sense of love and compassion for everyone in your circle and beyond. Even people who challenge you. Rise above that now and stay in your heart energy and feel your energy expanding as you do this. And feel the power in that. and see yourself in this loving energy. Knowing that you are doing the best you can on this journey. And you can feel a lot of love and compassion for yourself. Forgiving yourself for any past mistakes. Just feel yourself surrounded by love. And know that your higher consciousness is always guiding you. And that you're connecting with that part of you now. The part of you that will continue to grow. And move forward in a very positive direction. By making wise, conscious choices every day and living your life to the full with love and compassion and a strong warrior spirit. So just take a moment to feel that love vibration all around you. And know that you truly deserve to be loved. And held safe. And you can bring in your younger self. And surround that part of you with love. Unconditional love. Just stay in your feelings. And just imagine that young part of you being drawn inside you now. That young part of you that now feels loved and held safe. Bring them inside so you are one and whole again. And from here on, you will feel so much happier and more positive in your everyday life. You will feel more disciplined. So that you work on yourself, mind, body, spirit, each and every day through meditation, activities, and by nurturing your body. And that feels so good. As when you work on your mind, body, spirit, you raise your vibrational energy. And when your vibration is high, the external world responds to that frequency. And you naturally become more abundant. And your manifestations are more flowing and happen easily. And you feel a sense of peace, knowing that you've chosen this path. As you deserve all the good that life has to offer. And all of these positive feelings and thoughts will stay with you now, even after this meditation is finished. And you will feel ever more determined and focused to continue to raise your vibrational energy and live your best life. And in a few moments, I'm going to guide you back to full waking consciousness, where you'll feel refreshed and uplifted, and back here in the present. So just slowly begin to awaken. Or if you need to drift off to sleep, you can. But if you need to awaken, just stretch your body now. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the here and now, feeling uplifted and ready for the rest of the day. So open your eyes, take a few deep breaths and feel yourself wide awake now. Yeah, back in the room, as they say. So here we are. I can see we've got Clara with us. And Laurie's saying, thank you, I feel so much better. Cherish you saying you're amazing, Glenn. Thank you for sharing us with your beautiful gifts. May you be well. Oh, what a beautiful message. Thank you so much. And Clara's saying, hey there. I know it's late, but I wanted to stop by and say hi and watch the last part of this meditation. Life has been super busy, making big strides. Oh, lovely to have you with us, Clara. I know you've had a really tough time lately, and I hope you're feeling good now and, yeah, back on top. Bit like me, we both went through big traumas at the same time a few months ago, didn't we? And yeah, I'm back on top, and yeah, it's just life, isn't it? Life throws all kinds of things at you, and David is saying, I learned of Glenn many years ago. He's the best. I have his app and also listen to and watch on YouTube. Thank you for that, David. And yeah, guys, just to say that Ultimate Hypnosis is my main app, and I've now got over 250 meditations and hypnosis tracks in that app. And every time I do a live like this, I put these lives into Ultimate Hypnosis because people always ask for them. And so that's the place they go. So, yeah. So, Caroline saying, thank you. That was lovely. Sandra, thank you. Megan, wow, deep, dark, unseen bits, saw the light. Safety like I've never known. You are a master of the art of trance. God, thank you. Oh, bless you, Megan. Thank you so much. And lovely messages. So, guys, if you've got anything you'd like to ask me, please do, because I'm going to stick around for another 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, we can talk about anything and everything. And there, Russ has just put up the link for Ultimate Hypnosis. So if you want to sign up, there's a 30% discount off the yearly plan. So we've done it until Sunday. You can sign up and you get 30% off until Sunday. And yeah, that's my main app going forward. I've got Relax and Sleep Well, which is my other app. And that's like you buy individual titles on that. With Ultimate Hypnosis, it's got those 250 titles plus a community in there. And with the community, we run webinars every week. And one week it'll be me running the webinar, and the alternate week it's Megan and the other group of members. They get together, and the members in the app have become super close friends, and they support each other through the ups and downs that they go through. And it's a lovely thing to see. It's happened very organically in the app, and I love seeing it. And it's even, we're at the point as well where last year they said, oh, we should have a meetup in the world, actually get together. And there have been meetups individually. You know, there's been a few meetups in different parts of the world, but the sort of core members got together and said, let's meet up. And they chose to come here to Portugal, where I live, and I'm going to be meeting them in October. And they're flying in from America, the UK, and Australia. And I'm not sure if anywhere else, but there's going to be a meetup, an actual meetup in my hometown of Lagos in October time. And it's really a lovely thing. I'm so looking forward to meeting them. And yeah, it's all happened from within the app and the community spirit in there. So yeah, really quite beautiful. And while it's saying best wishes, Glenn, just missed your love your app. Thanks. Just missed, but love your app. Thanks. You're welcome. Great to hear that. And Ivana is saying your apps are so helpful, and I'm grateful I found you. Oh, lovely to hear that. And yeah, so it's a nice thing to build a community around a meditation app, because it's people that are on the path, you know, people who want to raise their consciousness and, you know, step out of the matrix and live a different life, you know, be sovereign, be in your power and work on yourself, you know, mind, body, spirit. That's the key to it. You know, I'm just finishing my 8th book. So I haven't published a book for about, I think the last one was about 10 years now. But I did write a book about 10 years ago, and I got halfway through it and I left it. And then I had this big traumatic experience in February. Something came, a curveball. And I thought, rather than, you know, the negative energy of that, allowing that to affect me, I'll finish the book. And so that's what I've done. I finished this book. It's called Awaken. And I've got to, it's come back from an editor. I've got to do some rewriting, but I'm hoping to get it out late summer. And yeah, so I've really channeled my creative energy into this book. And because I've got no publisher or no one guiding me with it for the first time, I've written a book with no restraints. Because often, I had a huge publishing deal back 10, 15 years ago. And it was, on one level, it was amazing because they just did everything for me, and even gave me a ton of money up front, which was very nice of them. They censored the books. So anything too spiritual or too woo-woo, as they said, was taken out of the books, would you believe? And for me, that's the key element. That's it's the part of my apps and recordings that kind of makes them work. But they were too sort of straight mainstream, and they just didn't get it, didn't get it really. So I wrote 7 odd books, but they were under the restrictions I had from the big publishing company. But this book is, as I'm writing it, that's it. There's no restrictions. And yeah, so I'm excited I'm really buzzed up. I'm working with a friend of mine who's a publishing expert, and getting it all finished, and it'll be out in the summer, late summer. And yeah. So yeah, Megan is saying about the group, incredible group of like-minded souls. We grow so much from sharing. 6 of us have met. So there's been 6 meetups already, and they're coming out. So excited to meet you. I am too. And Laurie is saying, I've been listening to you for about 7 years now. Do you recommend the ancient solfeggio scales as well? Is there any truth behind them? Yeah, there's a lot of truth. I mean, a lot of the ancient wisdom and has been lost, isn't it, in this modern world, the modern sort of material world. There's a lot of sacred knowledge that's kept from us, for whatever reason. So those solfeggio scales, the Gregorian monks used to chant those frequencies to invoke certain states. So with the 396 hertz solfeggio frequency, they chant at that frequency, and it would invoke a feeling that would allow them to release feelings of guilt and fear and shame. So that's a very powerful range. I made that series, the Solfeggio Meditations, with a guy called Ali Calderwood, who's a very gifted musician, and he tuned into those frequencies and he made the music around them, and we created the meditation, and it's been a really popular series. So if any of you haven't found those solfeggio recordings, have a listen in the app, because I get a lot of good feedback on them. They're very spiritually based, and the combination of the frequency, Ali's music, and the meditation creates this sort of alchemy that's a bit unique in my range. And I still get a lot of lovely feedback on those, even though it was probably 15 years ago that we made them. So yeah, Caroline's saying, look forward to the book, can't wait. Yeah, I'm really into it at the moment, really full on with it, and the creativity is flowing. But the structure, I've just got to get the structure nailed down a bit better, and a little rewrite, and then the next step will be getting it actually in physical format and out to the world. That's the next step. So, but when you get a project and you're really excited, I feel that I'm really, on that for the first time, and I feel like I've got a few more books in me as well. And this was the kid who was kicked out of school at 15 and nicknamed Prospects because it was considered that I had none when I was at school. I laugh when I look back. I had a crazy, crazy time when I was a teenager, really wild, and I was a street kid and got into all kinds of mischief and trouble, and I just was a product of my upbringing, and very unconscious, very unhealed, and the difference between that life and the life I live now is like night and day. So I know what it is, when people talk to me about addictions and struggle and hardship and stress and anxiety and low self-esteem, I understand it because I lived it. that was my young life. And so over time, when I discovered hypnotherapy and became a hypnotherapist, I found the tools to heal myself and to clear the traumas that I grew up with. And little by little over the years, I've done that, and I continue to do that, and I'll continue doing it when I'm 90, because we're all a work in progress. I've hung out with some really wise shaman and knowledgeable teachers, people who've, have got a high level of consciousness. But even those guys that I knew, as you get to know them, you realize that they have their own stuff. And I've never met anyone who's not a work in progress. We're all on that path. And it's probably the reason that we're all gathered here on this planet, to work through all this stuff and to evolve and fulfill our dharma and live a life where we're free of all the traumas and stresses and anxieties. And but you have to do the work. It doesn't come to you. You can't. I know when I was struggling, and the one thing that I remember as through those struggles was that I always felt unfair. Why am I in this situation? Why am I flat broke? Why haven't I got a job? Why am I not in a good relationship? Why did I have that shitty childhood? Where a violent childhood, where I was sleeping on the streets when I was 12. Why did I go through all that? And it felt unfair, and I felt like a victim. And that victim mentality stayed with me into my adult life. But once I started on the therapy trail, I realized that I didn't have to stay a victim, and I could break out of that. And as soon as I cleared that victim mentality, life started to change, and I started to own my own stuff, and I started to take responsibility for my life, take responsibility for the things that I'd done in my life that weren't in alignment with, the divine, if you like. And life changed. So you've got to, that's why I always talk about that warrior spirit. I love that warrior spirit, where you own your stuff and you break out of the victim mentality and you go forward in life with a purpose and with, a courage and a confidence. And whatever comes along, then you deal with it. You put your chest out, shoulders back, and you deal with it. Because life can be challenging and testing for all of us at different times. And so, yeah, that's the empowered mentality that you take on board that, sees you, keeps you on a good path. And Marley Beans is saying, I've listened to you since the days of tapes. Wow, yeah, cassette tapes. Your app is always my go-to. Yeah, God, tapes, cassette tapes. I remember. I can tell you a quick story about how I got going. So I was a full-time hypnotherapist 25 years ago, and seeing loads of clients one-to-one, and I loved it. I really enjoyed seeing people and helping them. And the more people you see, you get more intuitive, and you start to just be able to. It's like a superpower. My son actually is a full-time hypnotherapist. My oldest son, he lives up the road here from me in Portugal. And we have that same conversation that when you see a lot of clients and you start to get really tuned in, it's like you just know where to go. And it's like you become this sort of super therapist. And you do, and you get great results with most people that come along. You just know where to go and you get amazing results. The only time you struggle a bit is when people are not fully committed to overcoming their problems, or there's a secondary gain going on or something like that. Then it can be harder because you need them on board to really enable them to go forward, and that everything's sort of congruent. But yeah, so I was working above a chemist in Maidstone in Kent, and one day I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll record one of these sessions. I just put it on a cassette. So I did that, and I thought, oh, that sounds quite good. I thought, I know what? I still had a little musical setup at home, like a reel-to-reel tape. And so one day I thought I'll record a session on confidence, because I thought I could still do with a bit more confidence. So I recorded this session onto a cassette with a little bit of reverb onto a DAT machine. It was, yeah, DAT machine. And then from a DAT machine, I ran it onto cassette. And then I phoned up the fella that owned all the chemist chains. I said, look, would you mind if I put a few of these cassettes into your stores? And he said, we'll try it in 3 of them. And if they sell, then we'll put it in all 60. So I was quickly printing off these homemade covers, and I made display stands out of balsa wood. I'm sawing up the wood in the garden, sticking the cassettes, empty cassette boxes on. It was all homemade, and put them into these stores, and they started to sell straight away. Thinking, this is mad. If I can do this in this little place in Maidstone, then they could sell all over England, Scotland, Wales. They could sell everywhere. And I had no marketing plan or nothing like that, but ended up selling 10 million from that start. That was exactly how it started. And I just got lucky. I was meditating all the time. I was visualizing abundance and positivity. And I just met the right people at the right time, got lucky breaks all the way, and ended up getting into Waterstones and WH Smiths. And it was a crazy journey when I look back. And I was very lucky. I know I made my own luck through the inner work that I was doing. And so, yeah, that was it. Cassette tapes to CDs to MP3 downloads to apps, been something else, been fantastic, really. And reaching a lot of people and helping a lot of people. It's been, fantastic. So, yeah, just seeing you saying about tapes sparked my memory of that. And Cherish is saying, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Absolutely. I love that. Wayne Dyer. He was a cool dude, Wayne. I read a few of his books back in the day. And yeah, Marley said, I'm showing my age. Yeah, me too. Cassette tapes, eh? That was a while back, wasn't it? And Ivana is saying, if you have any tips for dealing with chronic pain, I would love to hear them. I suffer from trigeminal neuralgia and back, neck, hand, and leg pain for many years, too many years, and it's very draining, energy draining. I think I have got a recording called Pain Control Meditation. I don't know if you've come across that, but it's in my apps, and it's one of those that where I use a hypnosis technique that you imagine yourself immersing your hand in a bucket of freezing water. It's a classic hypnotherapy technique. Yeah, it's not a meditation track, actually. Sorry, I said that. It's not. It's a hypnotherapy track. You immerse your hand in a freezing bucket of water. It numbs the hand, and then you transfer that numbness to the part of your body where you're feeling pain. It's kind of an age-old hypnotherapy technique, and I've used that in the pain control hypnosis track. So maybe try that, see if that can help you. And I'm sorry to hear that. That must be really challenging. Maybe one day you can make a meditation for luck. Yeah, that would be a good one. I've got an old recording called Financial Abundance, which is very much, as the title says, it's about creating financial abundance in your life. And that recording, I always remember a lady messaged me after. She loved the recording. She listened to it over and over again, and she ended up making millions and living in the south of France. And I always remember that. She wrote me I can't remember, email or a letter. And she said she put it down to that recording because she loved it, and she immersed herself in it, embraced all these suggestions and resonated with it. And she made a ton of money and ended up living in the south of France. So yeah, probably not the luck you meant, Megan, but that was what came to mind. So anyway, guys, we're up an hour in now. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be doing another one of these on Meditation Day, World Meditation Day, which I believe is on the 21st of May. So if you're not on my mailing list, sign up for my mailing list at glennharrold.com. and you'll get a notification of the next live meditation. World Meditation Day is a big one. And just to say again that my Ultimate Hypnosis app, there's a free trial at the moment where there's 30% discount up until Sunday. So if you've not got that app, You can sign up through the link that was on this thread, and yeah, and you'll get a 30% discount for a year. And I hope to see you in there, in the community, where you can join me on my webinars there, because the webinars I do every other week are exclusive for members. This one is a free one, and the one on World Meditation Day is a free one, but the others are within the community. So guys, thank you so much for being here and for all your lovely messages. It's always a pleasure, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of week. Take care.